Chris from Skayl, and today we'll be talking about basic navigation of our data modeling and integration ecosystem, PHENOM portal. To start, we're going to use the public version of PHENOM. It's located at skyhook.phenomportal.com. So once you navigate there, we'll go ahead and log in. Now, when you're logging into PHENOM, please be sure to check the Remember Me button. This ensures that your session won't time out, and there might be some operations, like building a diagram, that would be really unfortunate to have your session time out midstream and lose the work of building that diagram. So while it doesn't happen very often, it is possible, so I recommend that you always check Remember Me. Then click Login, and there we go. Now we're looking at your dashboard in PHENOM. We'll take a quick orientation to walk through all of the main functions and generally what you can do under each of the sections here. You start off in your dashboard, and you know what user you're logged in as because it tells you right here. Some of our users have multiple logins, and they may be doing different jobs for different accounts or different customers, so it's always helpful to know how you're logged in. Also, since PHENOM is a multi-user, multi-model collaboration tool, it's also useful to know which model you're currently working on and in which branch. That appears right here. Now, beyond that, like I said, we're in the dashboard, and this information right here, it's going to give you basic information about your current model. It tells you the number of entities, the number of attributes, how many views or interfaces, or in phase 3.3.0 parlance, queries. And finally, the number of characteristics that we're capturing in those views. This item here over on the right, the semantic equivalencies, we'll deal with that in the future. Across the top, this is where you go to get help. It just provides a link to our knowledge base and the ability to contact our team. Over here, these are your settings for your individual user. If you click on this, you'll be taken to your account settings. Generally, there's not a lot of information you can change here. You can change your password, and you can also set up two-factor authentication so you have a more secure experience using PHENOM. Also, you can set up a notification so you can receive emails when certain things happen with your branch. So for instance, if you need to approve some changes, or if you need to pull some changes. Now, if you're the administrator of your account, you'll have one more setting between account and notifications, and that will allow you to administer or take care of the users in your account. We'll deal with that in a future video. Finally, with the lock right here, this will let you log out of PHENOM. Going down the left-hand side, these are effectively our main modes of PHENOM. Clicking up here puts us back in the dashboard. This is where we started. One thing I failed to mention in the beginning is that if you scroll down, this is a pretty lengthy file or page. And what you're seeing here are the release notes from the most recent release of PHENOM. Now, if you scroll through, you'll see that there's roughly one new release every 3 weeks, and we're continually fixing bugs and introducing new features. The second mode is Navigate. Now, this might be a little confusing. In this case, Navigate is also used as the main place that we do editing in PHENOM. Now, for orientation's sake, once you click on the Navigate button and we're in Navigate mode, this will tell us right here what mode we're in, and this is the nav tree. The nav tree lists all of our entities and views, pretty much everything in our data models. There are some things that we filter out from your view because we don't feel that most users are going to need to see them. These things are details like reference point parts and landmarks. If you want to hide this menu or collapse it, you can click this, and that gives you more room to work on the rest of your screen. Of course, it makes it difficult to get up any more information for our Details tab. So for now, I'm just going to show the basics of the details, and we'll leave the other tabs for a future session. So I'll expand the model and I'll find an entity designated by E. I'll double click on it and it shows up in our details view. And this is a very detailed view. It has pretty much all the information you would expect to find on the aircraft that's currently in the data model. We see from here there's no specializations, and these are all of the attributes in this entity. It's a very simple entity, but this is a very simple model. Now, if this were an association, we would have to have associated entities. Note, this is called participants in Phase 3.0, but PHENOM still holds the old terminology. Down below, composed in tells us which other entities use the aircraft entity. So we have an entity called ENT2, and it composes the aircraft entity. You'll know that there are new messages in the event log because there'll be a red dot that appears right here. So that's it for an intro to PHENOM. In the next video, we'll talk about how to load your own model